Alright, guys. Man of Steel is out, and I'm sure you're all very, very, very anxious to see what I thought. People have just been really, really building up this movie, and now that it's out, people are just going, oh, it's so cool, this is just what Superman needed. And I sadly cannot jump on that bandwagon. I'm sorry, guys. For one thing, I'm not a Superman fan. Yeah, just flame all you want, I deserve it. But, this is the first Superman movie I've ever seen. And I just never really got into him. And it's just like Batman or James Bond or Transformers, I always get excited for a reboot because that's why it's there. It's to get people like me interested. And I thought this movie, it's got a lot, and I mean a lot, going for it. There is so much just in this movie. But let's start with that. Looks great. Visual effects phenomenal. The sets are great. The costumes are just top notch. I really like the costumes in this movie. Action scenes are actually we'll get to those in a minute. The acting is great. Like Henry Cavill as Clark Kent or Kal-El. Can't say Superman in this movie, but he was great. I did like him. He was very likable. Michael Shannon as General Zod, he killed it. That guy was awesome. I could watch a whole movie about him. And Amy Adams, I did like Amy Adams, and Russell Crowe was actually pretty good. I'm not the biggest Russell Crowe guy, but he was really great in this movie. And it's just there's a lot going for this movie. Like, it's one of those movies I was like, I really, really want to jump on the bandwagon of this is one of the greatest movies, super movies, hero movies ever. I want to jump on that bandwagon, but it just really falls short. It's like one of those things that just comes this close to being just top of the line. But I can't explain what blows it for me. Like, it's just like, well, there's it feels like they skip over a lot of parts that could have been really interesting. The whole period where Clark Kent is a kid and he's growing up with these powers, that never goes anywhere. I know what you're thinking. That's what the show Smallville is for. But I've only seen like 2 episodes of Smallville, so I can't really. And they keep going, like all this childhood stuff is just explaining like flashbacks every like here, and those get pretty annoying. It's like sometimes you don't know if it's a flashback. It kind of reminds me of like Batman Begins, ironically enough, or something like Speed Racer. No, Speed Racer, because in that movie there was like they kept going to flashbacks like after 2 seconds of present day, and then they go to another flashback, and then they go to another flashback. It got really confusing and really annoying and really alienating. No pun intended. That's kind of what it felt like in Man of Steel. The action scenes, like I was going to talk about them, the action scenes get really tedious because it's Superman fighting other Kryptonians. And that gets real. They just like zoom and punch each other, and he goes over there, and they zoom back and go over there. Imagine that for like 40 minutes of the movie. It gets really old really fast. And the direction gets really annoying because there'll be like times where like Superman's flying through the air, and then the camera just goes whoa, whoa, whoa. Before settling on Superman, like he'll like zoom over there and then go back to Superman. There's a lot of scenes like that. Sometimes in the scenes which are just regular fight scenes with no visual effects, there's a lot of shaky cam, which gets really annoying. And like I said, I'm not the biggest stickler when it comes to shaky cam, but sometimes I draw the line, and this is one of those movies. And it's just there's minor stuff here and there, like Lawrence Fishburne's in the movie. He doesn't get a whole lot to do, and I like Lawrence Fishburne. And that's just the first part of the movie where it starts off on Krypton with the birth of Superman, and then I can't say Superman. I'm sorry, but the Kal-El. And then it shows like General Zod and all that stuff was great. I loved that stuff because it looked great. It was very dramatic, had good action stuff in there, and I would not be surprised if this got a couple Oscar nominations in the technical category, like effects, or costuming, or maybe even stuff like that. Because like the technical side of this movie is really good. The music's great. Hans Zimmer killed it. And I wanted to love this movie. It looked so good. I just can't explain why it just falls flat. It's just probably because I know nothing about Superman. If you're a Superman fan, go, by all means, you're probably gonna love this movie. But I know a lot of people were disappointed with Superman Returns, which I obviously haven't seen. But if you didn't like Superman, if you're looking for a more serious or more straightforward Superman movie, then you're gonna eat this up. And it's just there's a lot of like minor stuff that it kind of muddled the movie for me. And some stuff that kind of sped through, like when there's a scene where a young Clark Kent finds out his adoptive father tells him for the first time that he was found in the spaceship and he's an alien, what have you, and it's like, okay, this is a big deal, and young Clark is just like, oh, okay, that's cool. That kind of happens later when he discovers all this stuff. And older Clark, Henry Cavill Clark, does all that. I know it's really minor stuff, but I can't explain it. I hate to go into decimals, but I give this movie a 6.5 out of 10. Like, it just comes so close to being a great movie. But it's got, like, it's worth seeing. I'm glad I saw it. Like, it's not a bad movie at all. It's got a lot of really great stuff here. There's great drama, great acting, great characters. It just kind of falls short. If you're expecting the next Batman Begins, you're probably going to be disappointed. If you're expecting, it's not as bad as Green Lantern, though. Green Lantern sucked. But I think that's all I got on Man of Steel, so sorry I didn't go gaga for this movie, and Frenzy 227 out.